Jenkins.
We saw how the project is created and how we are giving the access by giving our link only. Others can able to go through their dashboard and
If you give the link, they will be able to access Jenkins, right?
not not that by giving the, I mean, localhost 8080 is for only our local only.
Okay.
But you have given something, I didn't remember that one. But giving that, they will enter into their up to user ID and password they have to enter. I mean, up to the dashboard they will.
Actually, we've seen how to install the Jenkins in local Windows and what are the prerequisites for it. After installing, we have seen how to configure, how to manage Jenkins inside. After that, we have seen how to add people, how to create accounts for them, how to log into that. If other people wants to log in, how we can share the URL to them. We have how to modify those things. We have seen it, and after that how to create a job, and how to run it, and how to give post build commands, how we can link it to VSTS, and how we can integrate uh, continuous integration to continuous deployment, continuous integration in Jenkins and deployment in the
Tell me
Azure
one thing. Tell me
VSTS.
one thing. You guys are saying that if you share the URL, they will be able to access. With just URL, how can they able to access without having user credentials?
Yeah, we need to, I mean, I told you, right, we need to create user accounts, how manage people, add people. After that, sharing the URL with them, they can access
That's what.
that.
No, I'm listening. Maybe I missed that point, but you people are saying you can share the URL so that other people can access. If you just share the URL, how can they access? We need to create a user. And one more thing is you need to assign role. It's not about only creating user. Role means what are all the permissions you are giving to the user.
Yeah. But actually, by default, creating the user account only, we have option to add roles over there, right?
No, both are different. User creation is separate section. Assigning role is separate section.
Okay.
Okay. If you are not sure, then let me share my screen. I will show you what is the difference between these two. So now here I'm in Jenkins dashboard. I'm going to manage Jenkins. Here in manage Jenkins, you see, this is manage users and this is manage roles. Two are different. Here you can create multiple users. After creating the users, you are assigning them permissions, whether he will be administrator or user or guest user or reader or contributor, whatever permissions you want to give. If I go to roles, going to admins, see, this is admin. Admin have all the permissions. So all the buttons are checked. All the buttons. If you see credentials, agents, jobs, run, view, SCM, source code management, lockable, everything is accessible for admin. But when you want to add some other roles, then you need to choose what permissions you want to give for that role. So here I can create another role saying that only reader. Okay, reader add. So reader added. Now there are nothing permissions for this reader. So what permissions you want to give him? Just read, then only view, then here also in agent we can't give any permissions. These are like admin ones. Then going back to jobs, in jobs also we can give only read permission. Then run also we can give only no, delete, replay, update, no button also. Here also we have read button. Here also we have view button. See, now reader means reader has only view or read options. No options for reader. This way you can create a role. Once you create the role, okay, save. Once you create the role, now if you go to assign roles, here you will get all the users. I have one user, he is admin, then first user guest, then if I can add another user and I can assign him reader permissions. The anonymous reader means if I have this URL in a public server, if I save this URL with some other people and I create them for some credentials, they can log in and they will be anonymous. So whoever without login permissions, whoever have some right access, for suppose what happens is in organization, most of the people will have reader access. Without adding them to here, there will be AD connection. You can add AD to here. You can integrate Azure AD. Once you integrate Azure AD, everybody will be able to log in. In such case, what you can do, you can assign them reader permission only. Don't assign them any high-level permissions. This is how we create users and assign roles. And for now, I am going back to our agent pool configuration. Yesterday, we are left that topic, how we can run pipelines in our local. If you see here also, I shown you. Let me take this project. If I go to, okay, I need to go to build runs. So I go to build runs and go to console output. The entire source code was downloaded here. Windows System 32 workspace. We already seen here. But yesterday that was a public server. Now this is local server. Today everything will be in our local only. See, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 projects. I mean 3 projects. The other one which I am not seeing because there is user job, there are no runs. User job, there are no runs. That's why this was not downloaded to local yet. But these 3 are already ran. That's the reason these 3 are in local. The folders are created and inside if you go there, see this is the source code. The entire source code is here. And this is the source code. And then for this, there is no source code. Why? Because in the job I might have configured only a inline script. In the job I might have configured inline script, no specific repository. So if I go to source code management, obviously I will see the option none. See here none. That means there is no source code. That's the reason it has not downloaded anything. I'm showing, I'm running an inline script. The script is here in the build job only. It's not in any file or any play anyway. So now coming back to our Azure DevOps, if you go to any pipelines, your source code will be downloaded to the agent where the agent is hosted in Azure. But you don't want to give your source code to external people. You want to have the source code in your local only. In such scenarios, what you need to do, you need to create your own pool. So yesterday we have created a pool. It's my pool. As of now, no agents. If I go for a new agent, I will get the like. So it's 2.184.2. So before starting this session, I downloaded this. Let me. Software. Yeah, it's here. Okay. VSTS agent 2.184.2. As I am doing in Windows, I downloaded this Windows package. If you want, and moreover, when it is Windows, there will be 2 kinds of operating systems. One is 64-bit, another one is 32-bit. So based on your operating system, you need to choose the right package. Okay, mine is 64-bit, so I selected 64-bit and downloaded the package. If you want to convert your Mac laptop, then you need to download Mac. If you have any virtual machine which is running on Linux, you can download this Linux package. And in Linux, there are multiple versions. 64-bit, ARM version, ARM 64-bit, again RHCL version. Linux has separate versions. Today I downloaded this Windows version and this is the folder. Let me do. Before that, I want to create a folder here. New folder, and this folder will be AZ agent. That means Azure agent. And before that, services. Need to make sure that the services are deleted. Because if the service is already there, while configuring the agent, it will throw some error. a service with the name Azure DevOps is already running, make sure you want to use or not. Yeah, I don't see anything. Agent, Azure agent, nothing. Yeah, nothing is there. We are good to proceed. So this is the AG agent. Now it is blank. Here I will go to soft. I'm extracting these files. Extract. I will choose the location where I want to have these extracted files. Yeah, browse, Azure agent, select folder. Yeah, extract. Meantime, let it run. Now in Jenkins, I told you when you have installed Jenkins, okay, when you install the Jenkins on one server, whatever job you are running on the Jenkins server, all the source code will be dumped into that one server. All the source code will be dumped into one server. Okay, today I have only 4 jobs. Tomorrow it might go to 100 jobs. And coming to the source code repository, every source code repository, it's not like that 5 MB, 10 MB. There are some source code repositories which may go more than 1 GB also. If you have 1 GB source code repositories and they are being downloaded to the local drive for every build job, that means 100 GB. Now, if you see my computer, obviously, if I go to this PC, see Jenkins is running in C drive, everything is only 26 GB left. If I want to configure some 100 jobs more, I can't configure. Then what I need to do? I need to configure separate location or separate agent where I will run these build jobs so that the source code will be dumped into separate location. So for that, what you need to do? You can create agent, like how we are going to create agent in Azure DevOps. The same way we can create agents here. It will be something like manage nodes. Yeah. So manage nodes. Okay, manage nodes. There they will call it as agent, but here these people will call it as agent. Okay. Now I have one node which is called master node. Everything is running here. Now I can create another node, new node. Okay, new node. This name is local one. Okay, local one, and this is permanent agent. This is permanent agent. What is difference between permanent and normal? When you are creating a node, you will get an option. Once the job is done, you can delete the node, but you don't want to delete the node. You want to keep it local only. So this is a node remote root directory. Okay. So now what I will do, as I have less space, I will create something in local disk. Here I will create a folder, new folder, and I will name it as local one only to make it simple. Now here, okay, Control C, I am giving this location. Okay, now this is a local one. Okay. Here I should, yeah. Labels will be my own agent. Okay, my own agent. Labels are nothing but tags. Okay, labels are nothing but tags. So number of executors. How many people can execute this? Only one. Everything is done. Now save. Okay. See, even though I created a node, but this is offline. But this is offline. Now I want to make this online. Just a second, guys. Okay, guys. So no. So if you see the status is offline. Now, when you want to bring this online, you need to run this. Run from agent command line. Let's assume this drive is on separate server. Or no, this may be a drive in my local computer only. But assume this drive is on separate server. We have seen, right, how we added deployment groups or environments. Just to have the script and go to the server and run it there. But here I'm running it local. So now what I need to do, I need to take this code. Copy. And what I will do here is, we will open command prompt in administrator mode. See, now what happens is, this folder looks empty, but the moment I run this script, some folders will be created here. Okay, just a second. I should download something here. Yeah. Yes. Keep. So this jar file has all the configurations. So that's the reason first I need to download this file. And then I need to copy this file to the location where I want to run this job. Copy, then go to the local one, paste. Okay, refresh. Now if I run the same script. Okay, let me change this to. Yeah. Now if I go for this command, yeah. Yes. See guys, we got created a folder called remoting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let it complete. Now if I go back to here, this is offline, right? After once the job is completed, we can see this. Yes. It is running. Seems I may need to change the URL. Just a second.
Okay.
So as we changed it to some IP address, it is not able to obtain this agent ID. Now I changed this to localhost. It should try. Going for nodes. So I cancelled this. I want to run it again. Yeah, now you can see it's connected. And if I come here, see, agent is connected. That means it is online.
Okay.
Okay. So when I have given that specific IP address, it is trying to ping one specific server, but I am not running this in C drive.
Okay.
Okay, but I am not running this in drive. I am running it F drive, which it will be considered as a separate server. So that's what I shown you, and consider this drive as a separate server. We are configuring separate server. If these two are in same network and there is a specific IP address, it will try to ping that. Now, if it is trying to connect this, it's not here. It will not able. It can't go to the C drive. When it's a local host, it obviously connects. Okay, now it is connected. So if I go to jobs, and let's say I will run this job. Configure. I think we have something VSTS deployment task configured. I will cancel this. Yeah, so I will cancel this. Now I think we have another file called local.bat. Local.bat. If I'm not wrong, it's true. That is local.bat only. Let me verify in GitHub. Jenkins sample. Yeah, it's local.bat. Now what I'm running? I'm running local.bat. So if I run this job, I should see the source code in this local one folder. I should see the job in the local one folder. No, and one more thing. One more thing. If I go to configure, here I can see. See, restricts where this project can be run. So if I try to specify I got my own agent. As if you don't select this, it will run by default on the master agent.
Okay.
That's understanding, right?
Yeah,
If
got
I
it.
don't select this, by default, it will run on the master node. That means the job will run in C drive Jenkins folder. Now I want to restrict this, and I want to change this. So now it is my, yeah, I got my own agent. It's already showing. Did you mean master instead of my? No, it's my own agent only. I got the right name. See, label my own agent matches one node. Label my own agent matches one node. Permissions or other restrictions provided by plugins may further reduce that list. Okay. So I got one node with the my own agent label. Now I'm running this job. Apply, save. Now if I run this build now, let me have this as local. Just to make it sure, I'm making this. So build now. I click on build now. See, workspace created.
Yeah.
Inside of the workspace, you will see the project name, and inside of the project, you will see the source code.
Source code. Yeah.
I think it will fail. It is succeeded. Yeah, okay, good. It succeeded. So it succeeded. Now if I go to the logout console output, see here I will show you. See the location is.
Yeah. Local one workspace.
So building remotely on local one. So for this Jenkins job, local one is nothing but another server.
Okay.
For us, we are clearly know that this is in the same server but different drive. I'm telling you guys, if you guys are getting a good project in any big MNC, whatever laptop they are giving to you, that will have only one drive, guys.
Yes.
Okay, if you are joining a, yeah, if you are joining a big MNC and you got a company laptop, that company laptop will have only one drive. That means a drive is a laptop, a drive is a server for the services. Every drive is separate server. So that's the reason Jenkins considered this as building remotely on local one. And the local one tag is my own agent. So this is how we create agents and run jobs remotely, guys. So even though your Jenkins is installed on one server, you don't want to dump all the source code into that server. So you just want to make sure that the source code is located in some other server. That's why you can save.
Yeah.
So, but when you are configuring separate nodes, you need to make sure that that
All the
server
nodes
has
are in same network.
no, that server has all the required softwares. If you want to build a .NET project, .NET needs to be installed. If you want to build a Java, Java needs to be installed.
On the machine.
On the machine, wherever you want to run these files.
Why it is required? We are running it through Jenkins, right? In Jenkins, we are already having the plugins, required plugins.
Where you have, see, let me ask you, when you want to build a .NET project, what is the required software?
.NET software is required, ASP.NET, C#.
Want to build a .NET project in your local system, MS Build needs to be installed.
Okay.
When you want to build Java, Maven needs to be installed. Okay, now if you want to see where is my MS build, if you type MS build, you will get the direct folder itself. See, I got these many MS build dependencies. There are many, but the actual file will be msbuild.exe. So if I go for search, I may get it in Visual Studio folder.
So, I mean, let's say I want to try something in Jenkins. I want to build some code and I have added plugins into the Jenkins.
What
Still,
plugin?
it won't complete.
What plugin? No, it won't complete.
Then
No, it
why
won't
should I
complete.
use Jenkins? Just for continuous integration.
See, let me tell you one thing. Jenkins is all about local. See, here I will show you. If you go to plugins, I added all those plugins, man. Manage plugins. You see installed. In install, you will see MS Build. It's a separate plugin. See
Yeah.
MS Build.
See, MS Build adding into the Jenkins, I understood. Why it required in the local machine? That's my question.
This MS Build plugin will ask you where is MS Build in your local computer only. Let me show you. That's the reason I'm going for settings. So I added MS plugin, right? Now if I go to manage Jenkins and configure system, sorry, it's not configuration, it's global tool configurations. It's global tool configuration. So I got these many MS. See, here you have msbuild.exe. msbuild.exe, msbuild.exe. There are multiple things. I'll show you. See, have you installed Java? Then add the Java. Have you installed Git? Then add the Git. Have you installed Gradle? Then add. Have you installed MS Build? This option will come to you only you add the plugin.
Okay.
Okay. Normally, these all options will not be here. This will be empty. This will be empty. Whenever you add a plugin, a section will be added here called MS Build. And here in MS Build installations, you need to give the location. Where is MS Build located?
Okay.
You got my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you in clear. Jenkins లో ప్రతి ఒక్కటి ప్లగిన్సే, కానీ మీరు జెంకిన్ సర్వర్లో .NET ప్రాజెక్ట్ కానీ జావా ప్రాజెక్ట్ కానీ బిల్డ్ చేయాలనుకుంటే ఆ సర్వర్లో .NET సంబంధించిన MS బిల్డ్, జావా సంబంధించిన మ్యావెన్ ఇన్స్టాల్ అయి ఉండాలి. అవి ఇన్స్టాల్ అయి ఉంటే దాని లొకేషన్ జెంకిన్స్ లో ఇవ్వచ్చు అంతే. జెంకిన్స్ లో ఏం ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయట్లేదు.
ఓకే ఓకే గాట్ ఇట్
ఓకే, జెంకిన్స్ లో నువ్వు
యాక్చువల్గా
ఇన్స్టాల్
మనకి అజూర్ డెవాప్స్ లో అజూర్లో ఏమవుతుందంటే నువ్వు ఏ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ అయితే స్పెసిఫై చేస్తావో అది ఏ సోర్స్ మెషిన్ మెషిన్ ఒకటి తీసుకుంటుంది కదా, దాంట్లోకి బై డిఫాల్ట్ గా అది ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటుంది.
లేకపోయినా సరే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసి ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటది.
అది స్పెసిఫై చేసినవన్నీ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకుంటుంది.
See, let me tell you.
ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాతే అది దాని మీద రన్ చేస్తుంది.
No, we have that option. See here.
Automatically.
If you don't have in the local server where Jenkins is installed, select this.
Okay. If not, install automatically.
Yes. Same. Add Gradle. You don't have Gradle locally. Add installer. Install from gradle.org. See, it is going for online.
Okay. Understood.
So plugins are only for giving the right configuration. Plugins will not bring anything to you.
Yeah.
నువ్వు ఒక డాక్యుమెంట్ లో ఎక్స్ట్రా పేజ్ యాడ్ చేశాను కదా అంటే నువ్వు ఎక్స్ట్రా పేజ్ ని యాడ్ చేసింది ఎందుకంటే ఎక్స్ట్రా కంటెంట్ రాసుకోవడానికి. అలాగే నువ్వు ఎక్స్ట్రా ప్లగిన్ యాడ్ చేసింది ఎందుకంటే ఎక్స్ట్రా ఫీచర్ని ఇవ్వడానికి. ఆ ఫీచర్ ఎక్కడ ఉండాలంటే నువ్వు జెంకిన్స్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసిన సర్వర్లోనే ఉండాలి, జెంకిన్స్ లో కాదు. ఓకేనా?
Yeah.
So this is how we create nodes and we install them and we configure them. Okay, now we are clear that how to create nodes in Jenkins and how to create them. See, so we have the complete code in the different folder where this node is located. Now what I do, if I cancel this command prompt,
Okay.
I think that node should go on offline. See this offline. So this is nothing but running a server in the local. If I stop the server, it will be offline. Okay, connection was broken because I stopped this run. This is running here. I'm out of this run.
So
how can you keep this running? Okay, how can you keep this running even if I close this window? That thing you will come to know when you join an organization. So there is a software called Task Scheduler. Inside the Task Scheduler, you can add a file and that file will be keep on running until and unless the server is restarted. Okay, టాస్క్ షెడ్యూలర్లో ఏదైనా ఒక ఫైల్ని మనం యాడ్ చేస్తే ఆ ఫైల్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవుతూనే ఉంటుంది, అది ఎగ్జిట్ అవ్వదు. Now we are done with nodes in Jenkins. Now I am going back to our agent pools. So I got the agent pools here. So these are the files. I got configuration, I got runmd. Now if I go to new agent, it will show you the steps. First create a folder and copy the entire files into that folder. Okay, I am done. Then run this config.cmd. Okay, now I open PowerShell in command prompt. I mean PowerShell in admin mode. So I need to go to this location. So cd AG agent. Okay, now I got config file. I am running this config file. The instructions are clearly here. First config file, then run file. Okay, first config, then run. First I am running config. So it will ask me the details. Let me make sure. Okay, my pool name is my pool. This is organization. So it is asking the URL. URL is nothing but your organization. Until organization, not the project. Okay, not the project. Then authentication type. How you want to have? I want to have it PAT token. Okay, I think I removed my PAT tokens. What I will do, I will go to PAT. This is PAT section. User settings, personal access tokens.
token.
I got many. What I will do, this has very much long time. I will select this. I will regenerate. Okay, regenerate. This way I got a code. Okay, I copied this code. Then going back here. First you need to press enter. You don't need to copy here. First you need to press enter. So press enter for PAT. I am pressing enter. Then enter the PAT token. This is the PAT token. Enter. Okay. Now it connected to the server. Now give me the agent pool name. So if you don't give any name, it will take default. You don't give any name, it will take default. But we have a pool name, so I will give my pool name. That is my pool.
Bro, enter.
What?
Pool name enter చేయాలి.
No. Press enter for a default. If you want to use default, you need to press enter. But I don't want to use default. That's why I have given my name. Here the problem is with PAT token. The PAT token is not valid. That's why it is saying you are not authorized. The problem is with PAT token. So let us go for new PAT token. Let us go for new PAT token. Agent link. Full access. Create. Error clearly saying that it is not authorized. That means authorization is done through PAT token. So CLS. Now I run again. Config CMD. I'm running this config again. Now, first of all, let me get the PAT token. This is the PAT token. Now again, the name. Then first press enter for PAT token and then copy this PAT token. Now I will give my pool name. I don't want to use default pool name. I will give my pool name. See here, no error. Now you need to give the agent name. So if I go here and go to the projects, go to the settings, agent pools, my pool, there are no agents. So he is asking for some name. If you don't want to give any name, it will take the computer name. This is nothing but computer name. So I want to give whatever computer name it has. So I will press enter. Scanning for the tool capabilities. Yeah. So enter work folder. How you want to have the work folder? Meanwhile, I should have shown you this. See, this folder was created just now. While we are configuring the server, this folder got created. Now, if I press enter, this work folder is same like workspace folder in the Jenkins. When you run a job, then this folder will be created. For now, I want to go for default, so I'm pressing enter. Do you want to unzip these servers? So no, I don't want anything to unzip. Enter. Settings saved. Enter the agent. Yes, I want to run this agent as a service. I want to run this agent as a service. So what is the difference between these two? If I run this agent as a service will be added to my services section.
Yes.
If I don't want to run this, I can go for no. Whenever I want to run, I need to execute this command. Okay, now I want to run this as a service. So I will press enter, yes. And I want to use the default service account. See, this is not taking Rajesh. This is taking some service account. That's what I shown you while you are installing Jenkins. So now I want to use the default service account. I will press enter. Everything is done. See, successfully configured, started successfully. Now if I refresh this window, you will see a service. See here the service. Azure Pipelines agent, Rajesh organization, my pool and the computer name, it is running. Now if I go to this place, see, I got this. Under agents, I got one computer which is online now. If you stop this service, stop. See, it went offline. Now I don't want to start this service, but I want to bring this online. How can you bring this online? You can bring this online by running the run dot command.
So if you do that, service won't start automatically.
See, here it's online. So it will be online until I don't close this window. If I close this window, it will be offline. So for that reason, we are adding this as a service in services section.
Yeah, understood.
Now if we do, see if I exit, I mean Control C cancel. This is online, right? If I cancel this job, exiting yes or no, yes, it is offline. Now I closed this window. How can I run this again? For that reason only we are adding this as a service here. If I start this service, it will come online.
Yeah.
See online. Now we are good. You don't need to worry whether the command is running or not. Why? Because we configured this as a service. Yes, the service is set by automatic. If you see the service is set by automatic. It's not manual. So whenever the service restarted, whenever the server restarted, the service will start automatically. No one need to go there and start up manually. Now we got a agent pool and we got a server inside that. What we do? Let us run a sample job. Oh, this is the folder. See, I got a work folder, but that will be empty. Why? Because no jobs ran. But once the job ran, it will download all the source code here. For that, let us run a sample job. Go to our project. Go to pipelines. So take this sample build pipeline. Run pipeline.
Rajesh?
Yes.
Actually, in Azure, whenever we try to execute any pipeline or any specific software thing, we'll add just that shortcut, right? Sorry, not the shortcut.
What shortcut?
In the jobs, we'll add either PowerShell or batch.
Right.
These things, right? In Jenkins, we've seen that those things needs to be in the local machine as well.
Right.
Installed. So in Azure, whenever it is running on any of the remote machine from Azure pipelines or local, it is automatically installing over there, right?
Right.
So now we are using MyPool. Specifically, we have given a separate machine,
Right.
which is local machine, and we are trying to run some command, run some pipeline. Let's say we have given a new thing here, which is not in the machine.
No, here also the same Jenkins concept applies. You need to make sure that all the softwares are installed on the agent.
Okay. Like it in the Azure pipeline, won't it install automatically?
See, when you take Azure pipeline, every time it is taking a fresh server.
Yes.
So you don't know whether the softwares are there or not. That's the reason it download and install.
Okay. So
But
can't you give same kind of things into the locally created pools?
Yeah, you can do, but you need to add an extra task to install PowerShell, extra task to install shell.
Okay, tasks needs to be added separately.
Correct. First you need to install, then you need to run.
Okay. Okay.
Now I don't want to go with agent pipelines. I want to go with MyPool. In MyPool, I have only one server. That's why there is no options. If I have multiple servers, it will give a drop-down option again.
Okay.
Okay. In MyPool, I have only one server. That's why If I go to agent pipelines, it is asking me specify which agent you want to run.
Yeah.
But if in my pool I have only one agent, and that is only for Windows.
Yes.
In agent pipelines, we have multiple Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, everything. That's why if I select my pool, only one machine, and this is branch. If I run, see this folder. So here you will create, it will create multiple folders. See.
Yeah.
This is about tasks. Whatever tasks you have in the pipeline. And the one folder is the main thing where you will see all the source code. If I open this job, see here it is saying agent name. It is downloading, man. Downloading.
It is downloading, right?
Yeah. Download all required tasks. First one is .NET Core CLI. If you go to task section, you will see that. See .NET Core CLI.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are something new for me as well. Maybe I have done, but I forgot. So now what it is doing, it is downloading all the required tasks first. Once it downloads, then it will start the build job. Before the build job, what it will do, it will check out all the source code into local. So .NET Core CLI is done, then publish build artifacts. I go here, I will see second task. Publish build artifacts. That is also done, I believe. Yeah, now it is checking out. If I go here, work. Now where it is checking out, you can see. So you can see the checking out location. Where it got checked out, man. See Azure agent work 1, yes. Okay, see, let's go to here. See Azure agent, then one work, okay, work, then one folder, one, then yes folder, yes. See, man, you got the source code.
Yeah.
The entire source code is downloaded to this location.
So
See,
actually, it is not checking whether the software is there or not in the machine. It is downloading it, right?
Right, it is downloading.
Okay. Actually, I got this doubt when you said the same things in the Jenkins.
Right.
If that is a drawback there, why the same will be in the Microsoft Azure? It has to be improved, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So now if you go to repos, you can see these files. Test folder, web folder, my own task, sample web, test file. All the repository came to local.
Yeah.
This is how we configure agents. If you go to then again project settings, so this job is running. If I go to project settings and if I go to the agent pool, there you will see the same job. Agent pool, see here also it is displaying already.
Yeah.
In my pool, there is a running job. If I go open, see one job is running. And agents, one agent. Now the status is running build. It is running build.
Okay.
So if you select this, it will again go back to the build pipeline only.
Build pipeline only.
So everything is done right. The S folder has source file and the artifact folder will be in A file, man. A means artifact.
Okay.
See here inside one, S is source, A for artifact. So what is artifact here? If I go back, if I open this, the artifact name is sampleweb.zip. If I go to A folder, see sampleweb.zip. Clear?
Yeah.
So when you have your custom agent, you will get the source code and artifacts. Now when you want to deploy this artifact to some other service, you can directly copy paste.
Okay.
So you don't need to go for release pipeline now. So these all are all kinds of benefits with the custom agents. In interviews, you will get these questions. Why you need to go to custom agents when you have Azure agents ready? With the custom agents, it is more secure and you will have more control over the build. Why? Because your source code will be downloaded to your local server. That way you are providing security and you can see what are all the things happened. If you want anything going wrong, you can verify. So these are NuGet packages, but there are no packages, I believe. There are no test cases. You can see here.
Yeah.
There are no test cases. Test warnings. No pattern found. If there are any test cases, you will see the test case. Everything is clear. This is how we configure agents in Jenkins and agents in Azure DevOps.
Okay.
Clear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So with this, I would like to say that we are done with Jenkins as well as we are done with the one left topic in Azure DevOps. So we have not covered this custom agents topic while going through the pipelines, but luckily we got covered it when we are working on Jenkins. So even I have shown you the comment. See now.
Jenkins is done.
Yeah, Jenkins is done. If you want to know anything, you need to practice by your own. Why? Because I'm going to make you Azure DevOps engineers, man, not Jenkins engineers.
Okay.
If you learn more than this, you will become Jenkins engineer, not Azure DevOps engineer.
Okay.
Why I shown you Jenkins is because there are drawbacks in Jenkins and there are drawbacks in Azure DevOps, something kind of thing. And the best thing is you can connect both these. You can run CI in Jenkins and you can run CD in Azure DevOps.
Yeah.
It's not like that people who are using Jenkins, they need to come out of Jenkins and use Azure DevOps. No. You are using Jenkins, you can continue in Jenkins, but come for deployment in Azure DevOps. That will be easy for you.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
So one more thing I just want to tell you. Anyway, as I said, I closed Jenkins. See, when you say Jenkins, everything is saving locally and everything is in your hands. Okay. What happens is, whatever you are running in Jenkins, if you go to build history, let me go to some build. Let me go to some build. In the console output, I will have a folder. Okay, this is, I will go to previous build. Okay, here this is the folder, right? See. If by mistake someone delete this folder, okay, if by mistake someone delete this folder, your entire Jenkins is out of the server, man.
No. Gone.
Gone. Why? Because
Don't
this
we
folder
have
has
any backup
everything.
concepts?
This folder has everything. So inside this Jenkins folder, if you see jobs, nodes, plugins, secrets, updates, users, Now you tell me what you want to see. If you want to see nodes, we have two nodes. Master is default, local is local. And then plugins. See, these are all the plugins. And then pass users. I have two users, Rajesh and user. So if someone by mistake delete this folder, right click, delete, then gone. You can't see anything here. It will be empty. Even though if you open localhost 8080, it will be empty. No plugins, no users, no data, no projects.
Okay.
So what people do, whoever using Jenkins, 1 second. So whoever use Jenkins, again, there is a manual task for them. Go to manage plugins, go to available,
Backup.
backup. So backup or restore your Hudson configuration files. So you need to take all the backup.
Okay.
So you need to have this. Let me install this. So once I add the plugin, okay, once I add the plugin, I will see a job here. Maybe not here. Let me see the plugin first. Yeah, it's installed. Backup. Okay, it's installed now. Now if I go to configure system, maybe it is not here. It is not here. Sometimes even I used to forget those things. Backup. Yeah, it got separate section called backup manager.
Okay.
Okay, go to backup manager and now setup.
Yeah.
So this is the folder, right? We want all the folder.
Yeah.
So take backup, entire backup, zip it and upload it to some location.
Yeah. Backup directory.
Okay, upload it to some location. This way you can save your files daily. I'm telling you guys, this is one of the major tasks for Jenkins engineer. If you forget to configure this backup, if someone goes and delete this folder, then everything is gone. Right click, delete, everything is gone. If they open localhost 8080, they will see blank. They will see blank. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So this is one of the things. Please remember, you will get interview question. I lost entire data. Can I restore? Yes, you can restore if you have configured backup job. How can you configure backup job? Again with plugins only. Jenkins is nothing but plugins.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to tell people that plugins are blood and body of Jenkins. Plugins are blood and body of Jenkins. Jenkins is just a skeleton.
Yeah.
Even your initial step also you have seen, Jenkins will install some plugins by default.
By default, yes.
If there are no plugins, no Jenkins at all. You can say this proudly. Plugins are blood and body for Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we covered major topics in Jenkins, guys. So those are enough. Why? Because we need, I mean, I want you to be Azure DevOps engineer, not a Jenkins engineer. So explore more in Azure DevOps, not in Jenkins, but just know the concepts of Jenkins. What is Jenkins? Why it is used by many people? Because as you have seen, everything is local, man. Everything is in your control. See, if tomorrow, if someone deleted the Jenkins folder, obviously you will have a backup and you can restore immediately. But if something goes wrong with Azure DevOps, you need to contact Microsoft only. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay, you just, if something goes wrong, you need to go to service status. And on the service status, you need to see why it is down. Why it is down? Today it is only pipelines, but tomorrow all the services may be down. You can't do. You just need to wait for the update from Microsoft.
Yeah.
So it's not like that Azure DevOps is excellent. Azure DevOps is very good. No, there are some drawbacks in Azure DevOps as well. Okay.
Okay.
Anything that you want to ask me? I feel you got clear picture on configuring nodes. Custom nodes are very big concept. You will get at least 3 to 4 questions in interview.
Yeah.
Okay, they will ask you, have you ever configured your custom pool? Yes. You need to say yes. Yes, I configured my own custom pool. I created the server. Make sure that you got all the idea. Okay.
Okay.